Hello composition students. Today we're going to do three things that will eventually move us closer to some finished products that we've been working on in class. The first thing I'm going to talk to you about is here on Think Fantastic, and if you go to the post for today, you'll see that number one is a link that you can go to for a Google Doc, and so I'd like you to open up that Google Doc. And what you're going to do with this Google Doc is make a copy of it. Right now it is a read-only document, and so as soon as that document loads, you're going to go and create yourself your own copy that will be stored in your own Google Drive so that you can access it at any time. So you're going to click up here where it says File, and then come down to Make a Copy, and now call this your name, put your name there, and then Me Speech Outline. Click OK, and now this is your copy and it will be stored locally on your Google Drive. So what you're going to be working on today is taking your personal narrative and turning it into a speech. Now don't get nervous, we're not going to be doing the speech for a couple of weeks, but what we want to get started on is that process of adapting your paper into something that you can present to the class. So we have an outline here, and there are 5 sections to your outline. The first section is called your opening, and I have the question there, what will be the first thing that you want to say to your audience? Chances are that first thing will be either your question hook or your quotation hook. So I'd like you to put that question hook or quotation hook in here. If you want to add more, you definitely can. The next thing I'd like you to put down is, what do you want to share about your family? And here's an example of how you might do that. First thing you might talk about might be your dad. Say your dad's name is Bill, and you might talk about his job. Let's say he is a golf professional, and let's say that you enjoy going to movies with him. That's an outline of what you might want to talk about. And then let's say you also want to talk about your brother. Say your brother's name is Sam, and you want to say that he's 13 years old and that you like to play video games with him. Okay? So that would be an example of what you could put down as your outline. Don't feel like you have to write every single thing about your family and single thing you're going to say, because you won't be reading off your outline. An outline just gives you an idea of the things you want to share. Does this have to look exactly like your paper? The answer is no. You can change some things up. You might have it be a little bit shorter. We'll talk about length of the speech as we go along, and you can kind of decide what you want to add. Next thing that you can look at here is interests. What do you want to share about things that you like to do? Again, I would type this in the outline form for Roman numeral 1. One interest that you might have, let's say it's basketball, and then you could talk about how you play at the YMCA. You could talk about your AAU team. You could talk about your Miller team that you're looking forward to playing in this fall maybe. And then you go to a second interest. Let's say you're a big fan of music, and then you put the kind of music that you like to listen to. Maybe you talk about some specific bands. Okay, so that would be an example of what you might put down for your interests. Chances are this will be something that you'll probably put maybe 3 down for, so feel free to put down as many interests as you want. And you'll notice this Google Doc is getting longer as I go along. Same thing for your future that you can put down, Roman numeral 1. Let's say you want to go for college, go to Iowa State, you want to be a vet, and then you can go on and keep talking about your future. Maybe for my future location, I can say I want to live in California. Okay, and then your final words, I would go back to your paper. 10 years from now, I hope people see me as someone who, and then you can describe that. Okay. Now you'll notice there's a whole other section on the right hand side called what will I provide visually. And the nice thing about your me speech is that you're going to be allowed to use some physical objects that help you explain your speech. You're going to have things that you can hold up and show to your audience to help you out with that. So, for instance, a lot of times people will bring in photographs of family members. Or let's say, for instance, here I have that I like to play games with my 13-year-old brother Sam. Maybe I bring in a copy of a FIFA 14 soccer for Xbox that my brother Sam and I like to play. That'll add a nice visual to your audience's understanding as you talk about your family. Same thing goes for your interests. Think about what would be interesting to your audience, and you can start adding some visual items as well. Maybe for your basketball team, you bring in a team photo. Maybe you bring in the trophy from the Southeast Polk tourney that you won. Specific things that'll give your audience an idea of who you are and what you're all about. Okay, so that's how I'd like you to fill out your outline. Again, you'll make a copy of that, so you'll have that stored on your own computer, and you can work through that. Try and add as much as you can from an outline perspective, but don't feel like you just should copy and paste from your paper. Instead, think about what are the basics, and you can fill it out in this form. Use a Roman numeral for the big idea, and then the specifics that you want to talk about underneath in A, B, C, D format. Okay. When you're done with that, next thing that you can work on is your final draft. On the whiteboard there is an overview of the 5 paragraphs that you have, so go ahead and work on those 5 paragraphs, finishing those. Okay. The last thing that you can work on is going to No Red Ink, and this is how it'll look for you. We did this a little bit yesterday, so you can pick up where you left off. You'll click Practice, and we are going to practice for our capitalization quiz that is occurring tomorrow on Friday. And what I would like you to work on is going through the different tiles, and click on the tile, click Practice, click I'm ready, and again, this mastery score here gives you an idea of how well you are doing on that specific topic. The best you can get to is 100. If you get it wrong, your mastery score goes down. If you get it right, your mastery score goes up. We would like you to get as close to mastery on as many of those as possible in the time you have remaining. I guarantee if you work hard on this today, the quiz tomorrow will be pretty easy for you. So make sure you go through. All of those tiles are fair game for tomorrow. We've worked through most of them and talked through most of them in class. So practicing on No Red Ink with your capitalization grammar exercises is how you can finish the day after you've done your outline and after you've worked on your final draft. Well, I'll be back tomorrow. If you have any questions, have a good day, and we will see you then. Thanks.